It's your trainer, Kathy, and it's another great program. This month is Power Pilates Sculpting. Today's workout, we're focusing on the basics of Pilates. Principles of hip disassociation, hip flexor-abdominal coordination, spinal stability, shoulder stability, and mind-body connection through the breath. Breathing is the foundation of all movements. Equipment for today is a variety of resistance bands. I'm using a long band for upper body exercises and some glute loops for lower body. Green is light, pink is medium, and purple is heavy. Take this workout at your own pace and just have fun. There's no timer, everything's 12 to 15 reps. Let's get into it with our warm-up.
Radio plays our favorite song. We sing loud, we sing along.
Our first exercise, we're coming to seated on the mat. Feet are planted. Inhale. Draw in that core. Exhale. Really C-curve that spine. Make the letter C. Scoop the abs in. Lower the body down to resting on the mat. We're starting out with lateral breathing, palms at your sides. Inhale, draw the core into the mat. Exhale, really press the spine down. On the next inhale, draw the core in. Exhale, open the back of the throat as you expand that rib cage sideways. You're pulling your rib cage away from your abs. Opening the back of the throat, we're going to practice diaphragm breathing. Really keep your hips stable, hip disassociation, meaning the hips remain still and they move freely through the socket. Relaxing your shoulders down away from the ears. 3 more deep breaths. Really expand that rib cage sideways. Imagine you've got a string around your abs and you're trying to pull on that string. Keeping the hips still, drawing the abs in. Inhale. Exhale, slowly glide the foot forward on the mat, trying to straighten the leg. This is a single leg slide, really warming up through the hip joints. Once your leg is straight, balance on the heel, lift the toes up towards the sky, toes pointed and plantar flexion. On the next inhale, glide the heel in, flatten the foot, and slowly glide knee to knee. On the next inhale, keep gliding forward. Exhale, keep the abs in. Lift the toes up, plantar flexion, toes pointed, balancing on the heel. We're really stretching through the front of our thighs and the hips. This is 5. Going up to 12, pick up the pace a little quicker. Really feel those hips stretching. This is also part of hip flexor-abdominal coordination because the abs are holding on as the hips stretch. 1 more. Bringing that right knee back in to meet the left knee. Inhale, draw in that core. Exhale, glide the foot forward, the left foot this time. Once your leg is straight, lift that foot off. Toe is pointed, keeping the heel on the mat. Inhale, draw in that core as you glide the foot back in, knee to knee. Inhale, draw in that core. Exhale, glide the foot forward. Straightening the leg. Once your leg is straight, keep little quicker. Really maintaining that foundation with the breath. Inhale as you bring the leg in, exhale as you glide it out. We have 6 more. Really keep this opposite hip stable. You want to keep that hip disassociation. Right hip is stable, left hip you're gliding freely through the socket. One more. Keep the feet planted. We're going into our first exercise. Palms open, inhale, draw in that core. On the exhale, press the back into the mat. We're starting with pelvic curls. Inhale, draw up through the pelvis, keeping the abs in. Stopping when you have a straight line from your shoulders to your knees. Really feel that stretch over the tops of the legs, the quadriceps. Contracting glutes and hamstrings in the back of the legs, keeping heels underneath knees. If this bothers your hamstrings, walk the feet forward a little more, take some of the pressure off. On the exhale, slowly lowering down. We're articulating through the spine, spinal articulation. Feel the spine all the way to the mat. Inhale, draw up through the pelvis, lift the hips. Hip disassociation and shoulder stability. We're keeping the shoulders relaxed, blades open. If you want to, reach your fingertips to the ceiling. Exhale, lower the spine back to the mat. Pick up the pace. We're going for a total of 12. Squeeze those glutes. Now hold those hips up. We're resting our arms by our sides. Just holding the hips for a few breaths. Really getting that nice stretch. One more. Slowly lower the spine back down. Articulate through the spine, hanging in the back as you feel the spine back down to the mat. Clasp the hands behind the head. We're going into a single leg lift. Inhale, draw on that core. Exhale, bringing that right knee above the hip, knee in line with the hip, 90 degrees. Lifting the head, neck, and shoulders off. This is a single leg chest lift with the leg lift. Chest lift, leg lift, single leg lift. Really draw that core in. This is where hip flexor-abdominal coordination comes into play. We're keeping our hips stable, contracting our abdominals as our hip flexors stretch with each movement. One more, hold it up. Single leg extension, extend that leg out, bring the knee back in, tabletop. Really keeping that 90-degree angle, toes are pointed, plantar flexion. Draw the core in. Gazes to the sky. We're really feeling that isolation in the lower and upper abs. And the obliques are assisting us with balance. This opposite hip is still. We're gliding freely through the right hip of the leg that's extending. Lower that leg, lower the head down. Give it a little stretch. We're going to the opposite side. Right foot is planted. Inhale, draw on that cord. Exhale, knee lifts as the head, neck, chest, and shoulders lift off. Chest lift, single leg lift. This is a compound exercise. We're working upper and lower abs. And all the Pilates principles are coming together. Mind-body connection. We're differentiating our right from our left side. We started on our right. Now our mind has to switch left. Hip disassociation. We're gliding freely through one hip while the opposite hip remains stable. And hip flexor-abdominal coordination, hips move and abs moving together. Hold it up, extend one leg out, and in. I think I've been losing count of reps. We want to try to go up to 12. Really keep those abs drawing in. That was 10, 11, and 12. Hold that knee up. Lower everything down. From there, we're coming to seated. Rock up to seated. When you're ready, pick up your long band. We're placing it underneath the arches of the feet. Toes are pointed. You can flex them slightly in the slight dorsiflexion. We want to sit up nice and tall, straight line, crown of the head to the hips. Keep tension on the band. Inhale, draw in that core. On the exhale, slowly bend the elbows as you pull the fists back, fist to rib cage. Really feel those triceps. On the inhale, slowly release those arms. Extend them out straight. Exhale, pull the elbows back behind. This is working shoulder stability, and we're engaging the triceps and deltoids. We're going up to 15 here. This is 4. Sitting up nice and tall, abs drawing in. And hip stability and disassociation is working. Along with spinal stability, we're drawing our abs in to keep our spine straight. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it. Really hold it and smile. And release. Taking that band around 1 foot. We're going back to our palms facing up towards the ceiling, working our biceps this time. Inhale, draw in that core, sitting tall. Exhale, bending the elbows, trying to keep that heel on the mat as you bring those palms to shoulder height. Extend those arms out. You can keep the arms at 90 degrees. Inhale, draw in that core. Exhale, bend the elbows, engage the biceps. Sitting tall, pick up the pace. That's 5. We got 7. Keep those shoulders down, away from the ear. Shoulder stability. 3, 2, and 1. Release that band, place it around the arches of the opposite foot. This time we're pulsing the arms up and down, palms facing the ground for 15. That's 10. 2 and 1. Going back to the top, doing those pullbacks, working the triceps and deltoids, sitting tall. Inhale, draw in that core. Exhale, pull the elbows behind. And release. Pick up the pace. This is our second set. We're going quicker. Keep those shoulders down, away from the ears. Abs draw in. Keep that spine straight. That's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Hold it back on the last rep. Really engage those muscles. And release. Band around the right foot. We're going right into the biceps. 15. Sitting tall. Abs in. Really bend those elbows. Bring fists to the shoulders, or as high as you can get them to the shoulders. With this resistance band, I'm down a little lower. 1 more. Placing that band around the arches of the left foot, palms face downward, wrists are straight. Nice straight arms, straight line, wrist to shoulders. Press down for 1, lift up, down. We're going at a slower tempo, just to really isolate those shoulder joints, the anterior deltoids. We're almost to 10. Sit up taller, 5 more, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release. We're heading back into those abdominal exercises one more time. I'm picking up my heavy band, my purple band, placing it above the knees. We're heading into a pelvic curl, reaching the palms up towards the sky. Inhale, draw on that core. On the exhale, press the spine into the mat. Inhale, draw up through the pelvis, lifting the hips, holding straight line, shoulders to knees. Engage the mat, the glutes and the hamstrings. Stretch through the quadriceps. Exhale, lower down, spinal articulation. Pick up the pace this time. Squeeze those glutes on the way up. We got 15 total. Draw those abs in. You got 5 more. 3, 2, and 1. Hold it up and lower the hips down. Clasp the hands behind the head. Chest lift with a single leg lift. Inhale, draw on that core. Exhale, lifting the right leg, lifting head, neck, chest, and shoulders off the mat. And lower. Really working through that hip flexor abdominal coordination. Making sure your left hip is nice and stable while you work the right side. Takes a lot of mind-body connection. Mind and the muscles. This time our mind should be focused on the abs. Transverse abdominis, the lower belly, and rectus abdominis, the upper. Plant that right foot. We're lifting the left leg. Opposite side this time. And this time the right hip remains stable as you move through the left. Really press that navel to the spine. We've got 5 more. 3, 2, 1. Hold it up. Lift that right leg. We're heading into that single leg extension. Extend the knee forward on the exhale. Inhale, bring the knee back in. We're going for 15. Really working through that quadricep. We got 5 more. Draw those abs into the mat. Navel to spine. 1 more. And release. Switching sides. Lifting that left leg. Extend the knee. Bend it back in on the inhale. Exhale, extend. And if you find that this opposite hip is shifting too much, you can place a half foam roller on the right side. It'll keep you in alignment. I have a foam roller. I just didn't bring it today. 2 more. Draw those abs in. Last one. And lower. Rock up to seated. We're heading into another set of the arm exercises. This time I'm combining them together. So we've got 1 pull back row, 1 bicep curl, and 1 pulse down. Sitting up nice and tall and begin. Pull the elbows behind, spine is straight. Release, bicep curl, bending the elbows, pulse down, pulse. working triceps, back of the shoulders, biceps in front of the shoulders. A total of 15. This is 4. Sitting tall. Draw those abs in. Core is your foundation. Core is your powerhouse. And remember your breathing. Inhale as you pull back. Exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale, turn the pulse down. Inhale and exhale, pulse. That's 8. Five more. 4. Sitting tall. 3. 2. Shoulder stable. Shoulder stability. That's the last one. We're coming up to standing, adding a little power. I'm picking up my lightest band, my green band, and placing it around mid-calf. It's a little lower than we usually plan it because we're doing some leg exercises. We're starting with standing abduction. Inhale, standing tall, roll the shoulders back, draw the core in. Exhale, step one foot out. Opposite foot out and hold. Inhale, draw on the core. Exhale, step right foot in, left foot in, trying to keep the hips stable. Pick up the pace. You can add a jump now if you want. Keeping your arms at your side or reach them out to a T. We're working the shoulders and the inner thighs. This is lateral hip flexion, standing tall. Inhale as you hop in, exhale, hop out. This is 10, we got 5 more. Last 2. 1 more. Keeping that band where it is. We're going to do that single leg lift standing. I'm hinging forward at the hips, keeping that back toe planted, front foot is flat. Inhale, draw on that core. Exhale, lift that back leg. Inhale, come back up to standing. This is spinal articulation. Inhale, fold forward. Exhale, lift that back leg. Inhale, tap on the exhale, roll back up. Try to keep this front foot flat. We're going for 12. I'm giving you less reps for this one. That's 5. We're halfway, and if you need to, bring that band up above the thighs. It really helps to practice abdominal control. That's what helps with spinal stability. And if you need to, just stay down here and pulse if that stand is a little more difficult. And release. We're switching sides. I'm turning opposite side. Mind-body connection. Switching left and right. Bring that band back around mid-calf, and another option is to do the pulse standing. Just stay standing. Inhale, draw in that core. Exhale, hinge forward at the hips. On the next inhale, press that leg up towards the sky. Toe is pointed. Really feel that glute working. Exhale, lower. Inhale, come back up to standing. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, press that leg to the sky. Exhale, lower. Inhale, back to standing. Pick it up if you can. We're picking up the pace. Keep that core brace. That's what's going to help you with balance. And keep a focal point in front of you. In yoga, about 3 more. I'm going to bring that band up above my thighs for the last 2. Final rep. Lift that leg up, hold it, really feel that energy through the back of the leg. Slowly lower and slowly roll up to standing. We're repeating those 3. Band back around mid-calf if you can. And if you want to, you can pick up a heavier band. I'll stick with the green band. Inhale, standing tall. Exhale, step out, step out. Inhale, in and in. If you want to, hop it out and reach those arms to a T. This is our only cardio. I'm going up to 15 reps. That's 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Turning to face the right side, sending this right toe back. Or was it the left toe? It was the left toe. Inhale, slowly draw in that core. Exhale, fold forward, straight back. Inhale, pulse that leg to the ceiling for 5 this time. Exhale, come back to standing. I'll take my band up. Inhale, fold forward, or exhale, fold forward. Inhale, pulse for 5. Exhale, lower. Inhale, stand. Now go a little quicker. Come back to standing, making sure this opposite hip remains stable. You can have a slight bend in the front knee as you come back up to standing. It also helps to tap the toe down. Back toe. We got 12 total per side. That's about 6. 6 more. Pick it up, really feel the energy through the back of those thighs. You feel that glute turning on, that's where I want you to feel it. Really brace that core as you come to standing. 1 more. And release, shake it out. We're switching sides. This time, the left foot is forward, right toe is back. Inhale, standing nice and tall, core draws in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, tap the toe. Inhale, back to standing. Now pick up the pace. Whoa, if you have to go flat foot, that's another option. I'll go flat foot. Just so I maintain hip stability. We want to maintain hip disassociation with spinal articulation. That's 4. We're halfway. Keep going, you got this. Last one. And release. Release that band. I'm picking up my heavier band, my pink, placing that over my thighs. I'm also picking up my long band because we're going to do a shoulder stretch with a wide plie. We're sitting low, toes turned out 10 and 2 o'clock, knees in line with the second and third toe. Really bring this pelvis forward, a slight posterior tuck of the pelvis. We want to keep a straight spine. I'll show you from a reverse view. See how my tailbone tucks forward slightly. We want to keep our knees in alignment. Getting into position now. Inhale, draw in the core. Exhale, Open the arms out to the side, palms are down, getting tension on the band. Inhale, draw in the core. Exhale, slowly reach the arms up overhead and behind the back. Really pull it open, stretching shoulders and chest. Inhale as you bring the arms back forward. Exhale, pull the band open, reach the arms overhead, stretching through shoulders and chest. Palms turn to face the front. And now turn down as you bring them forward. Palms face open as you bring them behind the back. Arms behind the back. Palms face downward as you bring the arms forward in front of you. We're going nice and slow with this one. Really feel that stretch. Slower is better. It helps keep us safe. Safe from injury. Sit a little lower and smile. Keep those abs in. This is where the shoulder work comes in. We're doing shoulder stability while isolating our chest and deltoids. We've also got hip disassociation, hip stability. One more. Open and release. Shake it out. We're going to do the seated portion of our TheraBand arms standing. Palms are facing up towards the ceiling. Elbows are bent 90 degrees. Knees slightly bent. Feet are a little wider than hip width distance. Inhale, draw in that core. Exhale. Slowly pull the palms open, turning your elbows out like you're making a W in place. Inhale, draw them back in. Exhale, slowly pull them open, rotating from the shoulder. Shoulder abduction, lateral rotation. Shoulder lateral rotation, not abduction. You can always bring your hands a little wider if you want less resistance, but if you want more resistance, bring them in closer. Pick up the pace if you can. Keep those abs in. We got 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Release. We got one final exercise before we go back to the top of that circuit. We've got the band underneath our left foot. The right hand is holding the opposite end. Palm is facing downward, pronated. Inhale, draw in the core. On the exhale, bringing that arm out to the side, reaching at 30 degrees with the shoulder. Really feel that deltoid, shoulder abduction. Nice and slow. You can pick up the pace if you want, so long as you can do it with proper form, keeping the wrists straight and abs drawn in. This is shoulder stability. But if it starts to bother your shoulder, just come to halfway. I'll finish halfway. I got 2 and 1. And release. Switching sides, placing the band under the right foot. Left hand is holding it. Straight wrist, straight line, wrist to shoulder. Inhale, draw and embrace that core. Exhale, slowly gliding out of the shoulder, reaching that arm 30 degrees. And release. Make sure your shoulders are down away from the ears. That's going to keep you from putting tension on the upper trapezius and levator scapula muscles of the neck. Keep that core in. Keep those hips stable. Opposite hand on the hip helps. 3, 2, and 1. Release. We're going back to the top. Starting with that shoulder opener stretch. Feet are wider than hip width distance. Toes facing parallel. Inhale, draw in that core. On the exhale, slowly reach those arms out in front of you, overhead. Pulling that band apart, reaching the arms behind the back, palms face forward. Inhale, draw those arms up overhead, forward in front of the chest, palms face downward, and exhale, lower. Inhale, core draws in, exhale, reach the arms up overhead, pull the band apart, reaching them behind your back, and reverse. Takes a lot of shoulder stability and upper back work. We got about 8 more here. And release. Going back to that lateral rotation of the shoulders. Palms are facing towards the ceiling, elbows 90 degrees, about an inch away from the rib cage. I'm going to show you from a reverse view. My shoulder blades are just slightly pinched, but mostly open. Keeping those hips in alignment. Readjust your feet. Just a few more here. We're going up to 15 this time. 3, 2, and 1. Release. Placing one foot underneath the band, my left foot. Right hand holds the band, wrist is straight, palm is facing behind. Palm is facing back, pronated. Inhale, draw on that cord. Exhale, slowly gliding that shoulder up, gliding that arm up, 30-degree angle. On the next inhale, slowly glide that palm back down. Inhale, gliding out of the shoulder joint, the glenohumeral, reaching that arm 30 degrees. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, draw in the core. Exhale, release, and down. About 8 more. Hand on the hip for balance. Keep those abs in. 3, 2, try not to strain the shoulder, and 1, and release. Placing the right foot on top of the band, left hand is holding the opposite end. Pronated fist, inhale, draw on that core, exhale, gliding out of the shoulder, arm reaches 30 degrees. Pick up the pace if you can, abs in. We're halfway. Keep smiling. Yes. Keep going. I believe in you. Last one. Abs in and release. Oh. Shake it out and stretch. We're going into another core set. This one is going to combine upper, lower, and core together. I'm switching out my pink band with my purple band. You could use the lighter band if you need to, or no band at all. I'm grabbing my long resistance band and rolling back to the mat. This time, my feet are facing the ceiling like we're stamping the ceiling. Feet flexed, inhale, draw in that core. Exhale, slowly lower those legs 45 degrees. Stop once you reach 45. Inhale, draw on that core, plant the spine into the mat. Exhale, open the legs out wide, pressing against the band, working outer and inner thighs. Slowly bring them back in. On the next exhale, reaching the arms out to the side, elbows bent 90 degrees, pull that band apart, engage the chest, and release. Pick it up if you can, reaching those legs back 90 degrees, lower 45, abdominals, open out legs, reach the arms down by your side, chest, about 10 more. I did the chest first, now I'll do the legs. You do it whichever order you want. Now hold those legs open as you do the chest work. Close them and bring them back down. Really engage the abs. This is working everything. Hip flexor abdominal coordination, shoulder stability, hip disassociation, spinal stability, and mind-body connection. We've really got to focus on the movement. The leg lower, the leg abduction, and the chest press. And then the reverse. I'll show you the reverse. Reach the arms back up over the chest. Bring the legs back in. Lift them back 90. Takes a lot of coordination. Coordination and flow. One more. Flex those toes. It's okay if you point them, but we want to try to keep them flexed. And release. Draw the knees in. Give it a good stretch. We're doing another abdominal exercise. This time I'm bringing that band around the arches of the feet, and I'm going to take this toe loop off. If you want to keep yours on for a little more challenge, that's great. We're keeping those feet up towards the ceiling, legs 90 degrees. Pulling your elbows down by your sides. Inhale, draw in that core. Exhale, pull those legs apart and back in. We're isolating core and inner thighs. That's 5. Shoulders down away from the ears. Spine imprinted into the mat. Really working through the hips. One more, hold it, and release. Bend the knees. Extend the legs out and lower them down. We're going to the roll up. Inhale, draw in that core. Exhale, slowly roll up. Oh, it's a little harder with this band. Want to try to keep our feet anchored on the mat when you do that. On the exhale, slowly roll back, untucking the pelvis, articulate through the spine, keeping the abs in. Inhale, draw up through the pelvis if you can. I'm going to release my band for this one and do it without the band. Inhale, draw up through the pelvis. It's a little easier for me when I have a weight. But if you need to, you can bend the knees and do the roll-up that way. I'll do the modifier. Trying to use less momentum and more abdominals. I'll reach for my band just to help me out a little bit. And do a half roll back if you need to. I'm having a little trouble with the roll-up today, so I'm going to do a half roll back. Really draw in that core, keeping the hips stable. Keep those toes pointed. I've got my arms reaching out in front of me for a little counterbalance. Hip disassociation and spinal articulation. Really feel those abdominals working. One more. Roll back and hold. We're going back to the top. This time, I'm placing that band back around my thighs. Going back into that leg lower, abduction, chest press. Inhale, draw the core into the mat. Exhale, lower the legs. Inhale, opening the legs, hold, exhale. Reach the arms down by your sides, chest press, engage the chest muscles. Inhale, extend the arms back up. Exhale, legs back in. Inhale, draw them up over the hips. Kick it up a little quicker. Got 12 reps. This is 4, 5. I think I'm seeing fireflies above me. Yeah. 8. Really feel those hips working. Inner and outer thighs and shoulders and abs. This is a full body exercise. 1 more. Hold it out and in. Release that band. Placing the long band, arches of the feet. Legs are in that 90 degrees. Pull your elbows by your sides. Inhale, draw in that core. Exhale, pull the legs open. Inhale, draw them back in. Exhale, pull them open. Pick up the pace. We're going quick. We'll go up to 15 this time. 5 more. 4, 3, 2. Inner thighs engage on this last one. Hold it out and in. Rock up to seated. We'll do that half roll back and then we cool it down. Inhale, sitting up nice and tall. Exhale, roll back halfway. Inhale and exhale. And I think I'll give you a bonus move before the cool down. 1 bonus move. We've got 6 more. Really engage those abdominals. Untuck the pelvis as you roll back. Inhale, come back to seated. Articulate through the spine. Tuck the pelvis. And come to seated. Release that band. I'm going to give you one final finisher exercise, a bonus move. We're using this loop band. I'm placing it mid-calf. Come to lying on your side. Keeping those legs in the nice straight line. I'm resting on my elbow, lifting out of the shoulder. We're activating serratus anterior. Inhale, draw in that core. Exhale, lift that top leg on the inhale. Reach the legs forward. Exhale, lower down. And if that band starts to loosen a little bit, just bring it up above the thighs. That'll help keep more tension. Circle those legs back to center and lower. Forward, down, toes touch, open, back to center. Toe tap, open, forward, back to center. Takes a lot of hip stability, hip and shoulder stability working here. Lifting out of that bottom shoulder and trying to keep this bottom foot about 2 inches up off the mat. I had mine lifted a little too high. Try to keep it just 2 inches above and only reach as high as you can feel that outer thigh stretching and lengthening. Tap the toe, bring it back in, and then if your bottom leg starts to cramp like mine is, just give it a little stretch, little knee bend, pulse it back. We're switching sides. This time we're resting on the right elbow, lifting out of the shoulder. Legs are stacked. Left toe is tapping right. Inhale, lift that leg. On the exhale, swing the legs forward. Inhale, tap the toe. Exhale, lift. Swing the legs back to center. Inhale, tap. And forward. Exhale, tap the toe. And in. Inhale, lift. Exhale, forward. Inhale, tap. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, tap. And it's easy to rotate the shoulder in this exercise, so if you need to, keep that rotation out and just do the tap up and down here. When you're ready, rotate the legs forward. This is a variation on wall glutes. One more. Swing them forward, straight line, 90 degrees with the hips. Tap the toe. And release. Great way to work those obliques. Now release that band. We're cooling it down. I'm coming to a seated, wide-legged position. Using my long band, placing it around the arches of the feet. Widen the legs out. Oh, my band snapped. Try to make sure you can hold it nice and stable. Widen the legs as far as you can. This is an adductor stretch, inner thigh stretch. Sitting nice and tall, really stretching through the hips. I'm going to release my band just so I can point out the muscle groups. We're stretching through the small inner thigh adductor muscle, the adductor brevis, our bigger one, the adductor magnus, and our long one, the adductor longus. And if you open your toes a little bit more, you'll stretch through another joint called the gracilis. It's kind of sandwiched inside those inner thighs. Sitting up tall, abs drawing in. We're going to go to a toe and ankle stretch. We're placing that band over the toes. Slowly flex the toes back and point them forward. Flex and point. Stretching through the toe and ankle. Keeping that opposite leg nice and straight. This is where hip disassociation comes in, because our hips are stable. We're stretching through the toes and the ankles. Flexing and pointing. Switching sides, placing that band around the left toe, keeping that right toe pointed. Flex the left toe and point them forward, stretching the ankles. Toes and ankles. This is a good stretch for the tibialis, peroneus, Achilles tendon, the plantar fascia, every muscle down in that area, the ankles and toes. Speaking of the peroneus, we're going to do another stretch lying down on the mat. Starting with the hamstrings, place that band around the arch of the right foot. Left leg is straight on the mat, toes pointed. Really pull that leg back, stretch through the hamstrings, turn the toe open out to the side, turned out position, stretch the peroneus back to the hamstrings. Hamstring, peroneus. Now turn the toe in, pronated, inward, inversion and eversion. We're also stretching through the tibialis. So point and flex the toe. Tibialis and peroneus are very important joints to stretch for runners, track athletes. This is the season for track now, so we want to prepare. Pilates is the best way to prepare yourself for the more intense contact sports. Switching sides, band around the arches of the left foot, right leg is straight, toes are pointed, plantar flexion. Dorsiflex the left foot, pull that leg back, stretch through the hamstring muscle. The whole entire hamstring, biceps femoris, semimembranosus, and semitendinosus. We're also stretching the back of the calf, gastrocnemius and soleus. Now turn that toe inward and outward, peroneus and tibialis. Point and flex the toes. Now get deeper into the tibialis. You just want to rotate that ankle a little bit. Stretching everything. And the plantar fascia is a group that we really want to stretch. Oftentimes when we do extreme contact sports, we get plantar fasciitis in that area, and then we're down for a while. We can't walk very well without pain, So we want to make sure we stretch that muscle group so we don't have that. And release. Coming back up to seated. We're going to cross our legs together, finish with a shoulder stretch, opening the arms out to the side, palms face forward. Shoulders are stretching, and the chest. We worked a lot of shoulders with those upper body exercises. We want to stretch them out. And release. I'm going to put my shoes back on now as we do our final breathing. We'll do some lateral breathing standing to close this out. Come up to standing when you're ready. Inhale, palms to your side. Exhale, expand that rib cage sideways. Inhale, palms to your side. Exhale, open the back of the throat. Expand that rib cage sideways. Remember, imagine you have a string around your rib cage or a rubber band and you're trying to pull it open. Shoulders relax down by your ears. It helps to put your fingertips on your shoulders so we're not tensing them up. And release. Inhale. Reach the arms up overhead. Exhale out, and if you want some additional stretches, you can do a couple neck stretches, forward at an angle, front, opposite side angle, out to the side, in, look to one side, center, look to the opposite side, repeating. That stretches all parts of the neck. The scalene, sternocleidomastoid, sternocleidomastoid, that is, the longest capitis, longest colli, splenius capitis, splenius cervicus, the upper trapezius, and levator scapula. And release. And thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed that final neck stretch. I did a good job explaining it to you. And all the Pilates principles, you'll be able to move so much better. Leave me a comment below and let me know what you thought. What were your favorite exercises? Was it the pelvic curl exercise? Was it all those leg abductions that we did? Do your thighs feel much stronger? Are your hips more open? Is your core more braced? And what about your upper body? Does it feel a lot stronger, like you can lift objects for your spring cleaning? Give this video a thumbs up if you loved it. Share it with anyone on social media who loves fitness and needs a little extra motivation. Tap that notification bell so you never miss a workout. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel down below. I've got a wide variety of videos there for you, including my last few months of programs, push, pull, and hybrid. Stay tuned for the rest of Power Pilates. The new calendar is in the description below, and there's a progress tracker there for you. And it's got a little journaling prompt at the end. You can journal down the exercises you've done, how you felt doing them, and little notes to yourself to keep you motivated. This is your trainer, Kathy, saying good night. It's a beautiful day to go for a walk outside or go indoors and just relax. Do a couple additional stretches. Reward yourself with a massage or a brand new outfit for achieving your goals. Goodbye, and you have a wonderful spring.